Alright, here we go with the latest in the Tamiya versus monogram Miami Vice Ferrari Testarossa comparison. Due to a slight paint mishap on the monogram Ferrari, don't have much to show you on that one this installment. So we'll be concentrating on a little bit of work I've done to the Tamiya today. Today was primarily working on the body of the Tamiya Testarossa, which I spent a good portion of the weekend buffing and polishing out to really give it a high gloss finish. But what I'm going to show you now is just a few modifications I've made to the car itself, just to put some added detail into it. The rear deck lid with its open grill work was perfect for installing a steel mesh grill to simulate the real Ferrari grill on the rear deck lid. Here you can see the steel mesh. And let's see if we can focus on that. Can we focus on that? Let's see. There you go. Here you can see the steel mesh through the grill work. This will allow the motor to be visible I don't know if you can make it out here, but if you look through, you'll be able to see engine detail through the grill work as you would in the real car. Kind of hard to show you that on the camera. Let's see, focus on that. But you can see the grill work gives it a much more realistic appearance. Now that grill work also extended to the tail lights. The kit itself comes with a full width taillight bar that you install when you build the taillight assembly. Give you an idea of how it started in the instructions here. This is the assembly for the taillights, which includes the full width bar here and the taillight lenses here and here, which go attached to that bar. And that bar goes installed in the rear of the car here. So what I did was I cut out the center portion of that bar and just kept the two buckets with the taillight lenses in them. And as in the real car, I installed the steel mesh grill into the taillight center section, the rear section of the car, so that it's open into the engine compartment like the real car. Let's see if we can just make out the steel mesh grill there. Let's see if we can focus on that. And there it is. You can just make it out behind the grill work. And here are the tail lights, left and right. That steel mesh you'll be able to see through. As you can see my finger behind there, you'll see through and you'll see the engine detail if you look through that mesh. I also installed it on the blower grill. Much harder to see through that one due to its size. Here you can see the grill installation with the taillight buckets on each side and the mesh grill. Both mesh grills which are installed in the rear of the car. All of that just to add a little more realism to it. and because it was fun. The headlights are now installed. With their pivoting assembly, they are actually, it's a very tight fit, so they won't be going up and down very often. But they do fit. After I'm done with all the assembly, there is quite a bit more to assemble onto the body. The windshield, have to paint the interior details, and center console, and then the 2 door buckets for the side strakes. It's a multi-piece body that will require quite a bit of assembly before you can snap it onto the chassis. Speaking of the chassis, we have the rear window installed with that famous curved Ferrari glass, separating the passenger compartment from the engine compartment. Okay, that pretty much is what we got for this installment. As soon as I get the paintwork completed on the monogram, which is sitting here in the background, we'll be back to our comparison build as we're getting closer to the finish line. Alright, that's the current status. See you in the next one.